Let me give you the overview of the story before officially starting. Yukito, an 85-year-old bronze rank adventurer with shockingly low stats despite reaching level 98, faces ridicule and despair after years of relentless effort yield minimal rewards. After dying in a tragic battle, a system error revives him, resetting his life to the day he became an adventurer and revealing a maxed-out hidden luck stat. Confused but determined, Yukito embraces his second chance. He pledges to harness his newfound abilities to achieve greatness, aiming to bring joy to his family, heal his ailing mother, and ensure his sister's happiness. The manhwa begins with a group of rare and highly valuable silver slimes being spotted by a team of hunters. There are 4 slimes in total, and the hunters are cautious, knowing how elusive and valuable these creatures are. One hunter, positioned ahead of the others and hiding behind a tree, warns his team to be careful, stressing that they cannot afford to let the slimes escape. However, before they can act, a lone figure suddenly rushes toward the slimes, ignoring the hunter's call to wait. This individual, later revealed to be the main character, Takahashi Yukito, swiftly eliminates all 4 silver slimes with precise and consistent critical strikes using his long one-handed sword. As Yukito defeats the slimes, a system window appears, notifying him that he has acquired S-rank items: silver slime armor, silver slime gauntlets, and silver slime shoes. The items are displayed on the grass where the slimes were defeated, with a golden system window providing detailed descriptions of each item. The other hunters are stunned by Yukito's efficiency and luck. A warrior-type hunter is amazed by Yukito's ability to land critical strikes on every slime, while a mage-type hunter is shocked by the rare drops, as S-rank items are incredibly difficult to obtain. One hunter even remarks, "What a lucky guy." Yukito, however, seems unfazed by their reactions. He checks his inventory, chuckling to himself as he examines the S-rank items. He reflects on how unbelievable it is to have obtained such high-tier gear, remarking that it feels like he is being rewarded for all the hardships he endured in his previous life. A flashback then reveals more about Yukito's past. He was once an 85-year-old bronze rank adventurer, a low-ranking and seemingly unremarkable figure in the adventurer hierarchy. He is standing in Tokyo Dungeon, where adventurers are preparing for a challenge. Yukito stands alone, while others are grouped in parties of 2 or 3. Suddenly, chaos erupts as most of the adventurers receive alarming notifications on their phones. One adventurer shouts, showing his phone to the group, revealing that monsters are attacking outside the dungeon. This news spreads panic among the adventurers. Monsters are ravaging the area, making it unsafe for anyone to remain outside. People are scrambling to move deeper into the dungeon, fearing that more monsters will emerge from below. Amid the panic, a young adventurer notices Yukito and urgently tells him to escape, saying, "This isn't the time to be hunting slimes." However, Yukito silently pulls away from the young adventurer's grasp, ignoring the warning and walking toward a group of slimes in the distance. The young adventurer's party members observe Yukito from afar, sensing something unusual about his behavior and resolve. As the other adventurers run away from the impending danger, one of them bumps into Yukito, pushing him aside and calling him a slime geezer. Yukito falls to the ground, and his sword drops beside him. Despite the insult and the chaos around him, Yukito remains composed. He picks up his sword, stands up, and continues on his path, seemingly unaffected by the situation. As he walks, Yukito reflects on the passage of time since the founding of adventurers and the system that governs their world. He recalls how the system uses a familiar status-based progression mechanic, where defeating monsters allows adventurers to level up, increasing their stats and sometimes granting them magic or skills. This is considered normal for adventurers. However, Yukito's situation is far from normal. He looks at his stats and laments the results of his efforts. Despite reaching level 98, his stats are so low that not a single one is in the double digits. Even newbies who have killed just 10 slimes have better stats than him. A flashback reveals the depth of Yukito's perseverance. It shows him tirelessly fighting monsters, giving his all in every battle. His primary goal was to avoid losing to anyone else, and he pushed himself to his limits, relentlessly hunting weak monsters to climb to level 98. This grueling journey was driven by sheer persistence and determination, even though the rewards were minimal. Yukito reflects on how he was the only one who pushed himself to such extremes, tirelessly battling monsters despite his age and deteriorating condition. Standing in a desolate field after yet another fight, he drops his broken sword to the ground, exhausted. He recalls that the maximum level in the adventure system is level 99 and hardens his resolve, thinking, Just one more. When he reached the highest level, it will all be worth it. Clenching his fist, he prepares himself to face another group of slimes, driven by the hope that reaching the pinnacle of the leveling system will finally reward his years of effort. Despite his frail state, Yukito charges at the slimes with fierce determination, fighting them barehanded. He remains confident that his status is improving, even if it is happening slowly. Channeling all his strength, he pushes through the fight with unshakable resolve. In a dramatic moment, he bites into the core of the last slime, defeating it. A system window pops up, announcing what Yukito has been waiting for. Level up. Another window congratulates him, stating, Takahashi Yukito, he has finally reached the maximum level. Congratulations. Overwhelmed with emotion, Yukito raises his trembling hands toward the system window and pleads, now, please reward him for all his hardships. However, the system's response is devastating. Another window appears, informing him that his strength has increased by 1 point. Yukito immediately checks his status window, only to find that his strength has gone up by a single point, and his level is now 99, the maximum level. The realization hits him like a sledgehammer. All his years of relentless effort, the countless battles, and the sacrifices he made have culminated in a mere 1-point increase in strength. Shocked and devastated, Yukito falls to the ground, shouting in despair, Are you messing with me? It was all for nothing. Are you trying to say that there is nothing for me? I have no hope left. As he cries out, red eyes glow in the darkness behind him, and monsters begin to surround him from all directions. Yukito, however, feels no fear, only regret. He reflects on the life he lived, filled with hardship and failure. He remembers how everyone looked down on him, how he couldn't save his mother, who had always treasured him, and how he inadvertently crushed his little sister's happiness. Overwhelmed by sorrow, he whispers, This life is finally over. At that moment, a large monster crushes him under its foot, and his blood spreads across the ground. Just as Yukito is about to die, an error window appears, stating, A fatal error has occurred with Takahashi Yukito's status system. Applying the repair patch and doing a rollback on his life. Another window follows, revealing, Hidden parameters released. Giving status bonuses as an apology. Unique status points, 9,999. Then Yukito hearing the voice of a girl congratulating him. As he fully opens his eyes, he realizes the girl is the receptionist of the Adventurer Guild. She hands him his adventurer logo and says, From now on, you are an adventurer. Yukito, visibly confused, looks around trying to make sense of the situation. The receptionist notices his reaction and asks, Is there something wrong? Yukito forces a nervous smile, replies, No, and quickly grabs his adventurer logo, thanking her before moving away. Once alone, Yukito immediately pulls out his phone and checks the date. He thinks to himself, If I remember correctly, this was the day I registered with the Adventurers Guild. What happened? I remember seeing something about status bonuses right before I died. To investigate further, he opens his status window. At first glance, his stats appear unchanged, just as they were when he first became an adventurer. However, he notices that he can scroll the window down slightly. When he does, he is shocked to see that his luck stat is maxed out. Yukito is bewildered, wondering if this stat existed in his previous life. He recalls that luck was a hidden parameter back then, invisible to adventurers, and he can't believe it is now visible and maxed out. Reflecting on his past, he emphasizes that he endured 70 years of bad luck. Determined to test his newfound luck, Yukito decides to hunt slimes, a familiar and seemingly simple task. The setting shifts to a bright, open field labeled Tokyo Dungeon. First floor, unfading footprint. Yukito spots a group of slimes and cheerfully remarks, There they are, showing a rare moment of optimism. Looking at the slimes in the peaceful field, he comments, It feels like home, expressing a sense of comfort and familiarity. However, as he prepares to engage, he senses something unusual nearby. Turning around with curiosity, he spots something shining brightly in the grass. To his astonishment, Yukito discovers a rare silver slime, an ultra-rare monster that appeared only once in his previous life. He recalls that the silver slime provides a huge amount of experience points, but is infamous for its swift escapes. The last time he encountered one, it got away before he could act. Determined not to let history repeat itself, Yukito carefully calculates his approach, knowing that one more step will bring him within striking range. Just as he prepares to attack, an arrow strikes nearby, startling him and interrupting his plan. Someone shouts an apology for misfiring, but Yukito is furious. He mutters angrily, calling the person an idiot for ruining his chance. However, to his surprise, the silver slime, startled by the arrow's noise, looks around and notices Yukito nearby. Instead of fleeing, the slime attacks him, catching Yukito off guard. Yukito immediately dodging an attack from the silver slime, surprised that it didn't flee as he expected, but instead chose to attack him. He quickly gets into a fighting stance, and the slime rushes toward him again. This time, Yukito is ready. He thrusts his sword toward the incoming slime, breaking its core and defeating it. With a sigh of relief, he levels up 4 times. However, as he checks his weapon, he realizes it has broken after the encounter, reminding him of the silver slime's strength. He decides he needs a better weapon and throws the broken sword into his inventory. As he processes the victory, Yukito notices something glowing behind him where the silver slime was defeated. To his shock, he sees a sword on the ground, emitting a radiant light. He exclaims, "No way!" An S-rank weapon appears as a rare drop. Thrilled by this incredible stroke of luck, he picks up the weapon, which boasts high attack power but has a slight drawback in accuracy. Despite this, Yukito feels confident and prepared to take on more challenges with his new S-rank sword. Soon, he encounters 4 silver slimes at once and wonders if he's dreaming. The slimes charge at him aggressively, forcing him into a tough battle. Despite knowing it will be difficult to defeat all of them, Yukito decides to face the challenge head-on. Using his new sword, he swings with precision, landing critical hits on each of the silver slimes and defeating them in a flash. The slimes drop more S-rank items, further boosting his resources and confidence. Relieved and exhilarated by his victory, Yukito continues hunting for another hour. In total, he battles 10 silver slimes, each encounter yielding rare loot. However, his bag eventually becomes full, forcing him to stop. Reflecting on his incredible luck, he realizes it's too consistent and overwhelming to doubt anymore. Overjoyed, he exclaims, "My luck is real," and celebrates his success, acknowledging that his perseverance and newfound abilities are finally paying off. Exhausted but deeply satisfied, Yukito lies down on the grass, staring at the sky. In this moment of quiet reflection, he vows to use his newfound power to achieve something meaningful. He dreams of becoming someone great, not for himself, but to bring happiness to his family. Specifically, he wants to help his sick mother recover and see his sister happily married, envisioning these moments as sources of pride and joy for him. As he sits up, a sudden realization hits him. He doesn't even know if he has a home to return to anymore. Reflecting on his life, he remembers that he has been alone for 70 years, a thought that fills him with longing. While putting his sword into his inventory, he expresses a deep desire to go home, a place he hasn't known for decades. At that moment, a teleportation circle activates, and Yukito exits the dungeon. Filled with determination, he begins to run, driven by an urgent and passionate need to reunite with his family. Shouting with emotion, he declares, "I must reunite with them right now." He resolved to make up for lost time and to use his second chance at life to bring happiness to those he loves. After some time, Yukito arriving at an old apartment building, catching his breath after running to reunite with his family. He stands outside, trying to remember which room on the second floor is his. Reflecting on his past, he recalls being homeless for a long time and having forgotten his room number. However, upon seeing the nameplate, he recognizes his room as 203. Nervous and filled with anticipation, he reaches for the doorknob, trying to calm himself. He questions why he's feeling so anxious, given that this is his home and his family. Gathering his courage, he mutters, "All right," and opens the door. The door opens slightly, revealing a girl inside who casually greets him, calling him Big Brother and welcoming him back. Overwhelmed with emotion, Yukito immediately hugs her tightly, calling her by her name, Nozomi. Surprised by his sudden display of affection, Nozomi asks what he's doing and wonders if it's a prank. She playfully tells him to let go, but Yukito holds on firmly, his resolve unwavering. In this moment, he silently vows that this time, he won't let anyone take away what's precious to him. His fierce determination to protect his sister and his family is palpable. The scene then shifts to Yukito and Nozomi sitting at a table together. Yukito explains everything that has happened so far, including his newfound luck stats and the incredible opportunities they've brought him. Nozomi listens in amazement and asks if they can use this luck to save their mom. Yukito smiles confidently and reassures her, saying, "Of course, All it takes is a bit of effort while holding a drink. His confidence and optimism reflect his determination to use his abilities for the benefit of his family. The next day, Yukito puts his plan into action. He trades rare items he acquired from his hunts for a significant amount of money. With the funds, he participates in an auction, bidding 10 million confidently to acquire the highest grade status ailment recovery potion. The view then shifts to a hospital building, where Yukito and Nozomi arrive, preparing to meet their mother. They knock on the door, and their mother's voice warmly invites them in, saying, "Come in." Inside, their mother smiles warmly and asks how they have been, showing her care and love for them. Yukito teases her in return, saying, "Mom, that's our line." Nozomi presents souvenirs to her mother, who thanks them with a warm smile. However, she gently scolds them, asking them not to spend money on her and to take care of themselves instead. Yukito reassuring his mother, telling her not to worry about money anymore. Nozomi, his sister, excitedly chimes in, revealing that they have another gift for her. Their mother looks intrigued and asks, "What is it?" Yukito presents a glowing potion and urges her to drink it. Nozomi explains that her brother earned money from the dungeon to purchase the potion, a testament to his efforts as an adventurer. Their mother expresses disbelief, questioning how Yukito, a new adventurer, managed to achieve such a feat. Yukito humbly admits, "I was just lucky," downplaying his accomplishments despite the incredible odds he overcame. He hands the glowing potion to his mother, saying, "Here, drink it." Their mother opens the potion bottle and takes a sip. As the potion begins to work, her body glows with magical energy, and Yukito and Nozomi nervously ask, "How is it?" She responds that she feels lighter and can breathe more easily, a sign that the potion is having a positive effect. Relieved, Yukito smiles warmly and says, "That's great." Nozomi enthusiastically praises her brother, exclaiming, "Good job, big brother," and gives him a cheerful high five, showcasing the siblings' close bond. Their mother humorously remarks that the potion tastes bad, prompting Yukito to jokingly offer her a palate cleanser. The potion's effects are significant. Her symptoms ease, and the progression of her illness halts, as confirmed by the doctor. She begins physical therapy to regain her strength and eventually receives permission for home care, marking a major step forward in her recovery. Overjoyed at the prospect of living together as a family again, their mother calls it a dream come true. Nozomi reassures her, saying, "It's real," emphasizing the tangible progress they've made. Their mother finds peace and comfort in being back home, engaging in daily chores, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Nozomi is thrilled to see her mother doing better, but Yukito remains thoughtful and somewhat unsatisfied. Noticing his demeanor, Nozomi asks why he seems troubled. Yukito reveals that the potion is only a temporary fix and cannot completely cure their mother's illness. Nozomi, concerned, asks what they should do next. Yukito explains that they need a powerful legendary L-rank item, such as an elixir, to fully cure her. This revelation shifts the focus to a new, more daunting goal. Nozomi, seeing a broadcast about the elixir on TV, mentions that top adventurers have found it. The broadcast explains that the elixir can save someone on the brink of death, but is incredibly rare, appearing only on dungeon floors below 50. Additionally, it cannot be bought, making it a unique and rare item. Yukito agrees, elaborating that unique items are special and tied to the individual who earns them. He explains that obtaining such items requires defeating a powerful being, symbolizing glory and exceptional achievement. Nozomi concludes that they must obtain the elixir themselves since it cannot be bought, and Yukito confirms this, solidifying their new mission. Yukito and Nozomi discussing their plan to obtain the legendary elixir while washing dishes together. Nozomi asks her brother if he can venture deeper than the 50th floor of the dungeon, a feat that seems daunting even for experienced adventurers. Yukito initially jokes that it's normally impossible and even quips about dying a dog's death, causing Nozomi to panic and question how they can accomplish such a task. However, Yukito smirks and clarifies that he said normally, hinting that he has a plan beyond conventional means. Yukito reflects on his unique advantages, realizing that his power isn't just his maxed out luck stat, but also the knowledge from his past life. He recalls that the elixir, while extremely rare, can appear on upper floors of the dungeon, not just the lower ones as commonly believed. He visualizes the ancient golem, the 20th floor boss, as a fearsome opponent that guards the elixir. The elixir is a unique item, an extremely rare drop that only appears when the golem is defeated. Yukito explains that the appearance rate of the elixir is astronomically low because it's a rare drop from a rare monster, making it one of the most coveted items in the dungeon. As he reflects on his past life, Yukito mentions a rare occurrence he only heard of once, where the elixir appeared under unusual circumstances. This memory, combined with his current luck, fills him with confidence. He smiles to himself while opening the fridge. Nozomi notices his expression and comments on it, teasing him playfully. Yukito, holding a bottle, questions if he really had such an expression, to which Nozomi cheerfully replies, "You can do anything because you're my big brother." Her unwavering faith in him boosts his confidence, and he smirks, seemingly amused by her teasing and the situation at hand. Yukito pours drinks into 3 glasses and confidently declares that's a given. As he holds a glass, he mentions that he needs to make some preparations, catching Nozomi's attention. She looks curious and asks, "Preparation?" Yukito smirks confidently, thinking to himself that there's always a loophole to everything. We got plenty more where that came from. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for even more amazing content.